Missed by 8 inches, authored by Lionel D'Souza. This is one such tale, a saga of two friends from a remote Indian town, whose journey takes them far beyond the familiar, into the very heart of a war zone, managing the facilities of the US Army in war zones. The narrative centers around the tragic demise of one friend, with the other wrongfully accused of leading him into the war zone, resulting in his untimely death and being unjustly labeled. This is not just a story of loss and accusation, but a testament to the unyielding strength of friendship. It is about the kind of bond that endures the harshest of realities, supports and uplifts even in the face of adversity. This tale is a tribute to the moments of solidarity, the laughter shared in brief respites from danger, and the memories that become lifelines in the darkest of times. It is dedicated to all those who work in war zones without any weapons to defend themselves, to the army contractors who sacrifice their lives to the tough jobs at the war base, holding their hearts on a thread. It is for those unsung warriors, whose stories of valor and sacrifice often go untold. In the pages that follow, you will journey with these two friends through the trials and tribulations of war, witness the strength of their bond, and feel the weight of their sacrifices. This is their story, a story of friendship, courage, and the indomitable human spirit. You're listening to Chapter 1, Cricket Match, from Missed by 8 Inches. Authored by Lionel D'Souza. It's a Friday, and the day to play cricket. I'm working in a remote village at Saudi Arabia on the border of Kuwait as an accountant, and it's a chilled December 1999. Hailing from south of India, completed by graduation, and as per the culture in South, one family member at each home must be in golf, which serves as the pride in the community. A Catholic by religion and a musician at heart. We are 7 Indians working for a contractor, Japan Oil Engineering, at a refinery Saudi Arabian Aramco. Yesterday we 7 decided to play cricket, but playing cricket was also not that simple. Bachelors were given a dedicated place. Literally, the desert by the border of Saudi and Kuwait, which is also known as the no man's land, and that is where we had to display our cricketing talents. From Kuwait also there would be people coming to play there, and sometimes we would end up playing together. All of us 7 had come from the same city, and we all had a common benefactor, also known as Uncle Hillary. He was charging some money to help find a job in the Gulf. The good thing was that he did find us a job, and didn't cheat us like some other agents often do. Uncle Hillary, the administration manager of the contracting company, had brought his entire village to Saudi Arabia. He arranged jobs for them, and collected a monthly fee for his efforts. The villagers revered Uncle Hillary, seeing him as the savior of their village. His efforts had transformed their hometown significantly, bringing jobs and prosperity. His contributions were so impactful that the villagers considered him almost godlike, a figure of immense respect and gratitude for the positive changes he had brought into their lives. He was their hero. However, Uncle Hillary never asked us for any money. The 7 of us came from wealthy families, well known in our communities, so he didn't demand any kickbacks from us. We set our alarms for 6:30 a.m., and each of us had a single room in a barrack that was called the Indian Barrack. For the cricket tournament, we had to invite 2 Iranian colleagues and 2 Pakistani colleagues to join our team, who also worked for the same company as us, but stayed in the general ballot. We had the Indian barrack because Uncle Hillary recruited us. Our alarms were so loud that they woke up the whole camp. We put on our cricket attire and proceeded to the mess hall, which had a separate section for Indians because there were many other nationalities in the camp. The cook was a Pakistani Bharti who would make any kind of food with a Pakistani taste, and we had to eat whatever he made. Sometimes Bharti's experiments would cause serious food poisoning, and we would end up at the camp clinic. Today was double omelette, bread and butter. Our thoughts often diverged, and we did not agree on many things, but we never let our differences show in public as we 7. Prem, an electrical engineer, short and dark, never walked straight in his life. Looks like he was not massaged properly when he was a baby, and he had curved calf muscles, and was not able to walk straight. Our rooms were 10 feet by 10 feet. Prem in his room had pictures of girls, teenagers, ladies, women and grannies on his walls, which was covering 12 feet by 12 feet of the wall. Sometimes there would be one picture behind the other, like an album. Not sure how he used to manage so many females at the same time within his room. One evening, the generator malfunctioned, causing a power outage. The group of 6 people, including myself, approached Prem's room at 1 a.m. and knocked for 20 minutes. He opened the door, absolutely unaware of the power issue. We requested his assistance with the power failure. He started to work with the generator and switch panel for over 2 hours before conceding defeat, admitting his lack of knowledge in that area. When questioned about his capabilities as an electrical engineer, he clarified that such tasks are typically within an electrician's purview, not an engineer's. This response highlighted his distinct roles and expertise within the field. In the morning, an electrician had just replaced a small fuse, and the power went live. Praveen is a highly composed individual who carries himself with maturity, possessing a wealth of general knowledge and staying abreast with the latest happenings. His background in mechanical engineering complements his patient demeanor. Known for his peaceful nature, Praveen is someone who avoids conflicts and maintains a calm tone. Despite facing challenges with acne and investing significantly in treatments, he remains devout and steers clear of unnecessary entanglements. There was this one time when an oil line ruptured offshore, and he had to rush to the scene. For 3 grueling days, he worked tirelessly in the same clothes, determined to fix the issue before heading back. His dedication and wit are truly something to behold. Praveen's subtle sense of humor never wavered. He might not laugh at his own jokes, but he has a knack for delivering lines that leave everyone else in stitches. Samuel, the filthiest mate in the barrack, an instrumentation engineer by profession. He had a planned schedule of having bath once in 3 days. Sam would wear bodysuit, and his socks would smell so bad that the whole barrack would have the anesthetic smell. We had allocated a separate washing machine for him so that we don't have to rinse the machine before we put our clothes. Sam was 120 kilograms and was in love with a 50 kilograms female back in India. The P.O. Box 11 would have at least 3 letters every week from the girl, and Sam would be sending every day 1 letter back to her. Very sad that there were no emails and internet was not very popular at that time in Saudi. We always used to imagine, how did the girl fall in love with a guy who would schedule his bath once in 3 days? Samuel's work ethic was as unpredictable as the desert winds, swayed by the letters he received from his girl. One night, he was tasked with inspecting a pipeline 300 kilometers from the distribution tank. Instead of following the pipeline, he boarded a night truck and returned to camp, eager to read her letters. After jotting down a heartfelt reply, he woke me at 4 a.m. to send it off the next day. Only then did he return to his pipeline survey. Had he not read and replied to her letter that night, Samuel wouldn't have worked the next day. His dedication to her words was that profound. Suresh Shetty preferred to be known by his surname, taking pride in it and insisting on being addressed as Shetty. He often delegated tasks such as interpreting drawings, site inspection, and mathematical working to his colleague Praveen, offering various random reasons for not doing it himself. His understanding of mathematics was limited, which once led to a significant miscalculation during a pipeline project, resulting in an order of materials for 22 feet instead of the required 220 feet. When the error was discovered on site, he shifted the blame to Praveen for not verifying the calculations. His tendency to self-promote and share personal anecdotes was not well received by the others, who generally did not show interest in his stories. Paul was known to stir up trouble within the group, often sharing distorted versions of events with Prem, which led to disagreements. He seemed to take pleasure in the discord he caused, particularly when it escalated to arguments. Despite his contentious behavior, Paul was recognized for his professional skills as an electronics engineer, adept at resolving technical issues in his field. His rivalry with Prem started because they both liked the same person in the past. However, it didn't matter anymore, since that person was no longer involved with either of them. After enjoying breakfast and gathering all our gear, including bats, tennis balls, wickets, and stumps, we requested the camp bus for transportation to the Kuwait border. Sam, who had last bathed on Wednesday, planned to bathe after returning from the game. The bus departed the camp following a security inspection. Our group consisted of 7 Indians, 2 Iranian colleagues, and 2 Pakistanis. We were hopeful to find others at the border eager to play cricket, allowing us to join for a match. The journey from the camp to the border was a brief 25-minute drive. Praveen and Prem had brought along 2 cans of water, while Shetty contributed leftover bread and butter from the mess. Upon reaching the no man's land, we encountered a group from the Kuwaiti side. Most of them were white skin, already preparing for a game of cricket. I conveyed to Andrew my hope of working with the fair-skinned individuals, believing it would secure our future. Andrew, however, responded with a dose of reality, reminding me that our luck may not be so favorable and that our only real prospect was Uncle Hillary, advising me to cease daydreaming. Andrew, my childhood friend, we were one of the closest friends on the planet. We would share everything with each other. I have known Andrew since class 4 when we started going to the same school. Andrew was my partner in all types of crimes I committed, and the same stands for me with Andrew. Both have grew up in the same town. We were neighbors. Our parents didn't get along with each other as my parents considered themselves as superior. My father was with 3 golden stars on his shoulders and an Ashoka Chakra uniformed government employer, and my mother housewife. My parents always mingled with certain class people, whereas Andrew's father was pharmacist and his mother a teacher. Andrew was always kind, humble, supportive, brilliant in school, and a very good friend. We would ride bicycles from home to school and back every day together, and our friendship developed and had no boundaries. Upon reaching the border, we deposited our Iqama Saudi visa book at the border immigration post and proceeded towards the uneven field. As the more outgoing one, I approached the fair-skinned team and introduced myself, inquiring if we could join in their game. The tall, very fair man I spoke to then introduced me to another individual, Neil Graham, who was the leader of their group. Neil's team was associated with a facilities management company that provided support to the Australian Defence Force in Kuwait. Neil, a jovial, stout, and tall Australian with a prominent belly, greeted us warmly and invited us to join their game. His team was a vibrant mix of Filipinos, Bangladeshis, Australians, and British players, each bringing their unique flair to the field. The match began with high spirits, and after winning the toss, we eagerly chose to bat in the 25-over game. However, our excitement quickly turned to dismay as we faced the taller, more experienced opponents. Their skill and coordination were evident, and despite our best efforts, we found ourselves struggling. The match took a dramatic turn when an altercation broke out between San and Shetty, fueled by Paul's provocative comments. The tension escalated, fracturing our team's unity and spirit. As the game progressed, it became clear that we were outmatched. The once enthusiastic atmosphere was now heavy with frustration and disappointment. In the end, we had to concede defeat, acknowledging not only our shortcomings as players, but also the impact of the internal conflict that had marred our performance. Yale was amiable, and upon my request for my friends working for me, Aston went. Inflection 3. We settled on a rematch scheduled for Friday, in 2 weeks' time. End of Chapter 1. Subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon for more updates on the next chapters. Thank you for listening and subscribing.